What's going on, world? This is your girl, Monica Sekhmet Grant, and this is another episode of Master Plan. Today, we are here with Dr. Walter from 73 to Infinity to tell us about what he has going on, talk about his video series, and everything else that's going on in the world of Dr. Walter. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm blessed. Grateful to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you, for sure.
Yeah.
Tell the world about you.
Sure. What about me? I'm an educator. I work a lot with young people. I consider myself a citizen of the world, you know, and I kind of, and someone that's very spiritual, someone that is a believer in the divine.
Absolutely.
So everything that I do encompasses all those things. Of course, family and community are very important to me. So the 73 to Infinity is just one small droplet of a much bigger ocean that I'm added to. Which is really the spiritual cultivation of hip hop as a community builder, you know. So we try to capture that through a multimedia outlet, through educational platforms, be it workshops, be it trainings, be it lectures. It's what we call a conscious multisensory experience.
Conscious multimedia sensory.
Experience.
Yes. Okay. Tongue twister. It's all good.
Yeah.
So tell me, because I met you, I guess maybe about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
You were on stage. I was a friend of Anna, your wife's sister.
Okay.
And I got invited to an event, and that's why I saw you on stage. I met Alba, and it was like, oh, I like these people.
Oh, yeah,
I like everything they got going on.
I remember that.
You know?
Yeah.
And so from there, you know, we've hung out. You know, I follow you on social media, but also just in the hip hop world.
Sure.
I've loved and appreciate everything that you've done for hip hop as well as just the people. You know, and you stay committed to the culture, and I appreciate that. What got you to this point in life where that's what you wanted to do with your life, focus on the culture?
Yeah, wow. I mean, there was so many different experiences and things that came, that manifested itself into my life that kind of brought me in different directions. You know, part of me always wanted to be a lawyer at one point. Another part of me wanted, you know, right? There was something, you know, or even, you know, just dipping and dabbing in different things. So I think that when it was my sister that kind of approached me to teach confirmation classes or religious education to high school students, it kind of like a light bulb switch went off on me, and that kind of like motivated me to teach. But at the same time, they say one of the best methods to learn is to teach. So through that, I kind of deepened my relationship with the divine, and that's how everything that I do moving forward is kind of like first asking permission, like, God, is this what works for both of us? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there was a lot of motivation. The family motivated me. I guess being involved in sports, having a lot of mentors. Mentors in my life are very important. And just being very grateful to travel the world. When you see a lot and get exposed a lot, and the hood too, including the hood, coming from the hood, all of that kind of helps kind of mold me to inspire me to do things, to give back, because the community is what raised me, what built me, so I have to always level myself in that way, and don't get too caught up in the sauce, as they say in life, you know, with mainstream and money and all that stuff.
It's easy. Honestly, when it comes to my faith, I feel like within the past year, the more I've dug into being an entrepreneur, and that being my bread and butter versus, you know, I can go back to the work life, I can go back to the corporation, but that's not what I want. It's actually drawn me closer to God, because that's all I have is faith. I'm stepping out on faith, believing that this is the right choice for my life. You know, it's a spiritual experience for me. You know, and so I've become more spiritual now because, look, I got to pay these bills. God help me.
That's right.
And I never would have expected that. You know, so I don't know if there's a spirituality entrepreneurship world. You know, but you know, there is.
Well, because you know the thing is, it's like, you know, what's the famous phrase in entrepreneurship is the spirit of entrepreneurship, right? You have the entrepreneurial spirit, and that spirit is mutually inclusive, not exclusive, right? The spirit and entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is you revealing your art to the world. You're just creating something that you envision in your mind, and then you're manifesting it so tangibly. So it's something within you that you're sharing to the world. So there is a spiritual process in it, because when you have to kind of, pick up your bootstraps and really say to yourself, what is it that I want in my life? Not just on a monetary level, not just on a material level or an advancement, including scholarship and education. It's about what makes me happy and free.
Absolutely. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very important. And I come from the social justice world. And so I feel like when we talk about freedom, we got to talk about, being free from the job, being free from somebody else giving us directions. We have to be the masters of our own life. I feel like that's what God put us here for. Is to connect with the higher power and then do that work.
That's right.
And so freedom is very important to me. But when I get into those circles and I start talking about entrepreneurship, business ownership, you're a capitalist. I'm talking about freedom.
Right. You're gonna talk about the financial empowerment. Don't forget about that piece.
You do. Or else we'll all be broke.
Exactly.
And I don't want that. I don't want that for me or for anybody. And that can really change the hood. And so that's what master plan is talking to people that need to have an entrepreneurial spirit, or they have it but they don't know what to do. And so for yourself, I mean, you produce, different forms of content, different forms of media. You're just always going, man.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of like, if you're not having fun, if you're not enjoying it, then why aren't you doing it? If it's not purpose driven, if it's not something that you want to do, that there's an element of empowering someone, then for me it's kind of hollow. It's kind of like you devalue yourself, because you are your own brand too. Every single part of you, everything that you are is a brand because God created you. So if you throw yourself out there, whether it's through art, whether it's through words, whether it's through dance, talk about hip hop, right? That is a form of spirituality. That's a form of social justice. What social justice, Dr. King said, is what love looks like in the public. So instead of just always thinking about it in a form of monetary gain, because that's going to come. But if you got the love of the community and the people that are working alongside you, and they see that vision, that's just a seed that was planted that's going to blossom into something beautiful.
Yeah. That's beautiful. So what are you working on now? What's your
I mean, right now, I do a lot of public speaking, lectures. I do workshops with young people, always looking for opportunities in that end. So that's another way I make income, but at the same time do what I love to do. With the video stuff, I mean, the video stuff is something that we're building, because in that world it's numbers. So it's like throwing it around, because again, that's part of your brand. So the overall brand is education. And how I and the team that I work with, especially my co-partner, Steve, I got to mention him on the 73 tip. It's like the visuals and education coming together. Edutainment, as KRS once said.
For sure.
And that's how we're trying to keep that alive, hence infinity, which means the evolution of hip-hop and its longevity. So combining the arts and education and packaging it in such a way that we can make money from it, we can build communities from it, we can, I'm constantly still even getting phone calls. I'm very grateful and humble from people that were like, your interview and the stuff that you've done, it really made me think about my life and all that.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm going this direction. For me, that is the biggest price for your buck, your return, dividend that you'll ever get in your life, So for me, that's what keeps me going, motivated to do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Who are you listening to right now?
Who am I listening to? On the hip hop tip?
In general.
Oh, in general, I was gonna say great, because it's hard. I always tell people, I'll make this public, man. Like probably my biggest loves is jazz and reggae, man. I really love reggae and jazz. I think those two are kind of like, and then maybe hip hop might be number 3, but hip hop comes for that. They all intertwine each other. So I listen to everything from Luciano, Barrington Levy, Hector Lavoe, because I love salsa too. I love my Johnny Coltrane. Coltrane too. Yeah, you know. So Aretha Franklin, you know, everything. I listen to everything from Designer to Migos, Big Pun, just whatever I'm kind of feeling in that mood, you know. But I love my reggae too. I'm a reggae man.
That's
you
what's
know
up.
What I'm saying? Black, you know, like that's our culture, you know. So that's one of my Barrington Levy, one of my favorites,
Love it,
you know.
love
So
it. It's like having the Bronx right here.
Yeah, come on, you already know, man. Music is a part of us, you know,
like,
different sounds.
That's like, yeah, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. The
Amen.
rhythm.
Amen. Yeah.
Well, Walter, it was so great to have you here.
doubt.
Thank you so much. Tell the world how they can reach you, how they can find you.
Sure, 73 to Infinity. We're on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube. We don't have a homepage or a website.
Okay.
We want everybody just to stick to those visuals. If you want to reach us, email 73toinfinity@gmail.com. So just look up, Google 73 to Infinity NYC, and you can find us.
73 to Infinity.
73 to
NYC.
Infinity.
Got you. Love you so much. Thank
Love you
brother.
too, my sister.
Now, this was another episode of Master Plan. Stay tuned.
Bless.
You're saying, yo, I'm living my life and everything ain't always good, but I'm doing what I want cause I'm the boss and I'm gonna do it. Yo, I'm living my life. It's a race against the clock. I'm MJ behind the line and I'm gonna make that winning shot. Yo, I'm living my life.